Live here from the Arcata Ballpark, Humboldt County, California. Tuesday night edition of Humboldt Crabs Baseball coming to you live from the Arcata Ballpark. I'm Mitchell Manji. Tonight we've got the Bercovich Honors coming into town for a two-game series with the Humboldt Crabs. Bercovich Honors starting lineup. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Compass Community Credit Union and the North Coast Co-op. Leading off for the Honors is shortstop number 28, Caden Wild. Batting second baseman, number 3, Tanner Lee. Playing center, batting third is Cole Jones. The right fielder batting cleanup is Luca Bocasile. Left fielder Mason Hanshaw bats fifth. In the sixth spot, the designated hitter Brendan Modelmog. The catcher, Ben Johnston, batting seventh. Nate Turkington, first base, is eighth. Alex Merchant playing third, batting ninth. On the mound for the Honors is Michael Olson. Honors are managed by Mike Berngartz. They're out of Castro Valley, California. Humboldt Crabs 32-8 overall. They are 14-8 in league, currently in a second place tie with the Lincoln Potters, and the top two teams go to the Pacific Empire League Championship games next week. That is the 29th through the 1st, and likely going to be down in Healdsburg. Lincoln Potters, 5 league games in the next 6 days, so we'll be watching the scoreboard a little bit. Crabs just have a 3-game series coming up with the Medford Rogues, their final 3 league games, so different number of league games for every team. We'll get into that further in the broadcast. But starting lineup for the Humboldt Crabs, leading off playing third, Keenan Morris. Right fielder Nolan Hamilton batting second. Cameron Sewell's in left, he bats third. Hot Tyler Howard, he's in center batting cleanup. Designated hitter Tate Medikoff, also been on a bit of a hot streak himself. He'll be batting fifth. First baseman Caden Lee in the sixth spot. Behind the plate, batting seventh, Nico Lombardi. Parker Rogers playing second, batting eighth. And the shortstop, Michael Perazzo, rounds out the lineup. Crabs managed by Robin Guyver. And it will be the lefty, College of the Redwoods product, Miles Oliver, on the hill. So we keep an eye again on the Lincoln Potters. Crabs swept by the Healdsburg Prune-Packers over the weekend. They were all 3 close games. The Crabs came up short in all of them. First pitch from the lefty, Oliver, is outside. 4 ball, and we are underway. Overcast here at the ballpark as evening fog has come into play. Still about 60 degrees, so not too cold as the next pitch is off the plate and away for ball 2. Umpires for tonight, Zach Norton behind home plate, Daniel Osborne at first. Paul Sotelo is at third. The 2-0 from Oliver, showing bunt and pulling back, is wild, and it's in there for strike one. So 2-1 the count. Defensively for the Crabs, left to right across the outfield, Cam Sewell in left, Tyler Howard in center, Nolan Hamilton in right. As the 2-1 from Oliver, high and away, ball 3. Keenan Morris playing third, Perazzo at short, Parker Rogers the second baseman, Caden Lee at first, Nico Lombardi behind the dish, and Oliver falling behind 3-1 to the first hitter here on the mound. The windup, and the pitch swung on and missed. Took something off there, 80 miles an hour. Wild was out in front and count runs full. Another good night of attendance here at the ballpark. Again, Crabs come down to the last week home stretch before League Series. Swing and a miss there from Wild. Oliver works his way back for the first strikeout and first out of the game. So also got a chance to catch up with Crabs manager Robin Guyver, get his thoughts from the weekend, what he's looking for this week. We'll touch on that as well throughout the broadcast. Professor Benjamin Schaefer's on assignment, expecting him will be back along with Liam Warner here tomorrow night in the broadcast booth. Here is Tanner Lee, right-handed hitting second baseman. First pitch from Oliver, just off the plate and away. And Zach Norton, known to have an expanded strike zone, doesn't tend to be high or low, but he will give the inside-outside as Oliver's been playing the sides of the plate. The 1-0 is in there for a called strike just at the bottom of the zone. 1-1. In just underway here from the Arcata Ballpark, Crabs and the Bercovich Honors out of Castro Valley. One out here in the top of the first. That pitch in the dirt. 68-mile-an-hour breaking ball through the wickets of the catcher Lombardi, but no harm, no foul, nobody on base. And Sunday's game was the heartbreaker for the Crabs. Had the lead going into the 9th with 1 out and 2 strikes, and ultimately ended up falling just short as that pitch is fouled away out of play, 2-2. And all 3 were winnable games for the Crabs over the weekend, and it's a team with the talent of Healdsburg, at least on paper. Guyver talked a lot about the depth of this team, as that one is in on the hands, fouled back. Protecting with 2 strikes was Lee. The Crabs will be missing a few guys the rest of the way. Sutter Moss is done for the summer as deals with an injury. The 2-2 from Oliver is slapped up to center. Coming in and making the catch is Howard for out number 2. Elijah McNeil was drafted in the 20th round of the MLB draft. It's one of the youngest Crabs ever. 17 or 18 years old when he was drafted. He left the team. He's going to be playing baseball at UC Davis next year. Ultimately decided not to sign Major League Baseball. So 2 away, and the first pitch to Jones is in there for a called strike. Outside corner, barely got a piece of the zone there. Oliver the beneficiary of the call. 0-1 low in the dirt, off speed pitch. Cole Jones, right-handed hitting center fielder. And Houston Hirschkorn is also no longer with the team, as big congratulations are in order to him. He's getting married in about a week, as that pitch is fouled back behind us and out of play. And Guyver said that's something that they knew coming in, and said his coach kind of explained to him, it's funny situation. However, this is what's happening. So they knew that this was coming when they took him for the summer. So the 1-2 now is chopped down the third base line. Charging in Keenan Morris. A funny hop, he fielded it. The throw, not in time. Morris playing very deep at third. A short chopper, he was able to glove the weird hop as it came charging in. Just took a funny hop off that last little bit of grass. But ultimately the throw not in time to get the speedy Jones. He's on with an infield single. Now it's the cleanup man, Luca Bocasile. Left-handed hitting right fielder for the Honors. 2 away, top of the first, no score. Honors with their first base runner of the game. Oliver, first pitch is fouled straight back. Bocasile aggressive. Pitch was up in the zone over the heart of the plate, and Bocasile just underneath it, fouled it straight back. Working out of the stretch for the first time, Oliver, and a beautiful pitch there. Called strike on a slider. It was a check swing. I'm actually not sure if Norton said he went around or called that one a strike. Either way, count is 0-2. Pitch high in the zone. They're going to say he went around. Yes, he did. So a 3-pitch strikeout. Bocasile sent down. So at the top of the first, Honors leave a runner stranded. As we head to the home half, it's the Honors 0. The Crabs coming to bat here on ESPN 107.3. Back at the Arcata Ballpark, it's the Humboldt Crabs Bercovich Honors in the bottom of the first inning. Due up for the Crabs, Morris, Hamilton, and Sewell. We'd like to take this moment to bring you a message from the North Coast Fire Prevention Education Team. Multiple fires are burning throughout the North Coast. Emergency resources are fully engaged in fire suppression efforts. Six Rivers National Forest and the Bureau of Land Management Arcata Field Office have implemented fire restrictions on all federally managed public lands. Please do your part to keep our firefighters safe by reducing human-caused fire ignitions. Now is the time. Spark safety, not wildfires. You can visit Six Rivers National Forest Facebook for more information. As left-hander for the Bercovich Honors on the mound, Michael Olson to face the top of the Crabs lineup here in the bottom of the first. Keaton Morris, left-handed hitter, leading it off for the Crabs. Morris is hitting .322 on the season, leading the team in at-bats and tied for second in the hits category. So here is Morris. Olson ready on the mound, delivers, skips his first pitch in there for ball one. For the Honors defensively, left to right across the outfield, Mason Hanshaw in left, Cole Jones in center, Luca Bocasile in right. Alex Merchant playing third, Caden Wilds the shortstop, Tanner Lee at second, Nate Turkington at first, and it's Ben Johnston behind the dish. The 1-0, big cut there, and Morris came up empty. An emphatic strike one. So 1-0 the count. Bottom of the first here, Crabs 0, Honors 0. As that pitch is a breaking ball, looked like a slider, just missed down and away. A very good pitch. Doesn't get the call, 2-1. So Lincoln Potter's trailing 4-1 as another big cut on a slider. Morris empty again, 2-2. So keep an eye. Lincoln Potters and the Crabs are tied for second in the Pacific Empire League. As here's the pitch from Olson and slapped on the right side, a one hopper to second. Throw to first by Lee is in time. Morris is retired. So since the teams of the Pacific Empire League don't play the same number of league games, in case of a tiebreaker in the position, they're going to look at the loss category. So non-league games like the Honors do not count for the Crabs, and so Lincoln can only fall behind the Crabs. It would make it tough if they were to get 4 wins. They have 5 league games coming up. The Crabs have 3 left, so Ivor and company are going to do a little bit of scoreboard watching. First pitch is in there as a strike, and Hamilton shoots one to short, mishandled off the glove. Looked like a base hit there as Wild was able to knock it down to prevent it from getting up the middle, but unable to complete the throw to first, and was going to be a tough play regardless with the speed of Hamilton. It wasn't the best contact necessarily, 85 miles an hour off the bat, so still had some pop. But Nolan Hamilton now, as the Crabs have speed on first. The left-hander Cameron Sewell up to the plate. Sewell takes that first pitch outside. Ball one. Sewell batting .374, leading the team in batting average. And second in RBIs with 35. Checks his swing on another pitch just off the plate. So 2 balls and no strikes here, 1 away, and Hamilton the runner on first for the Crabs. Olson out of the stretch, delivers. And there's one in for a strike. So 2-1. Hamilton at first has just 6 stolen bases, but does have really good speed, and a throw over now. Hamilton back in standing. So Olsen checks Hamilton at first, definitely respects the speed. Comes set, delivers a big bender. Curveball looked like it was started at the head of Sewell and ended up breaking down below his shins, but missed inside. And I know if I was in there, I would have bailed out of the way on that one. Sewell stood tall. 3-1 now. Pitch cranked into right field. That's a base hit. Hamilton wheeling his way around second. The throw is cut off, and Hamilton goes first to third on Sewell's single to right. And the Crabs are in business here in the the bottom of the first. Fastball up in the zone, 97 miles an hour off the bat. Good piece of hitting there by Sewell, and he shows why he's the team leader in batting average. So now Tyler Howard batting .346. He's got 3 home runs. He's got 2 triples, 3 doubles, and 21 RBIs. First pitch to him is a strike. Just caught the bottom part of the zone. Olsen ahead now 0-1. So first and third with 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Olsen comes set, deals way outside. Good snag by the catcher, Ben Johnston. Prevent that one from getting to the backstop. And Crabs games are on ESPN 107.3. Be streamed live on KATA1340.com or visit the Crabs YouTube live stream page as well. Here's the 1-1. That's cranked into left center. That'll get down. Hamilton coming in to score. Rounding second and heading for third is Sewell. He slides in safely. Howard standing at second, and the Crabs are up 1-0. Hamilton, that ball from my angle here looked like it was almost clearly going to get down, but Hamilton played it safe and stayed, especially with the speed, stayed close to third so he could tag if a miraculous diving catch was made. However, Howard gets the job done. Crabs now with runners on second and third and 1 out for Medikoff, and he sends one into center, and that's going to be caught. Tagging are both runners. The throw home is not in time, and a sacrifice fly for Medikoff scores the second run for the Crabs. So both Howard and Medikoff are 2 guys that have been hot coming into this game. Both deliver an RBI apiece. Here in the bottom of the first, Crabs on top, 2-0.
Now batting number 24, first baseman.
That'll be Caden Lee, the first baseman. Right-handed hitter with 2 outs, and Howard at third. Olsen comes set, deals fouled off. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. Crabs will have game 2 tomorrow with the Bercovich Honors. Another 7 o'clock first pitch here at the Arcata Ballpark. As the 0-1 from Olsen is a shot to the right side of the infield, and that one's through. So Caden Lee brings home Howard, and it's 3-0 Crabs here in the bottom of the first. So that's what you hope for out of the middle of your lineup. 4, 5, 6, Howard, Medikoff, Lee bring home 3 runs. The Crabs convert on a early scoring opportunity, very efficient. That was one thing that manager Robin Guyver mentioned to me pregame, was talking about just not converting some of the opportunities, but also just uncharacteristic mistakes of this team over the weekend, and a combination of several factors dropped the 3 games very closely, all decided by I believe 2 runs or less, as that first pitch is off the plate, but called strike 1 to Nico Lombardi. 7-hole hitter, catcher Nico Lombardi. Batting just 180 on the season, but a good defensive catcher as he pops that one up towards the stands, and it's going to drop and take a big bounce out of the ballpark over by the snack shack on the third base side. So no balls, 2 strikes now to Lombardi. Right-handed hitting catcher. Runner at first is Lee. 3 runs already in for the Crabs. The pitch is off the plate for ball 1 and 2. It's 3-0 Crabs. Bottom of the first with 2 outs and a runner at first. The 1-2 is a breaking ball. Tried to go with the back door slider there. Too low. Ball 2. Crabs in their navy blue uniforms. Got white pants, honors with white pants as well, and yellow tops on. As that pitch is in the dirt, the count's going to run full. Ben Johnston, the catcher, dropping to his knees to prevent that ball from going to the backstop. So 3-2, 2 outs. Lee will be in motion with the pitch at first. Olsen gets the sign, comes set, and deals. That one's a shot to second. Gloved by Lee. His throw to first is in time, and Lombardi is retired, but not before the Crabs get 3 runs on 4 hits. They lead it 3-0, headed to the second here on ESPN 107.3. Back here at the Arcata Ballpark, it is 90s night at the ballpark. As we are through 1 inning of play, the Crabs lead the Bercovich Honors 3-0. Crabs baseball brought to you in part by Baywood Golf and Country Club, as well as the Big Blue Cafe. Visit the Crabs' favorite, the Big Blue Cafe on the plaza in Arcata, serving breakfast and lunch all day. Welcome home to the Big Blue. Will be 5, 6, 7 due up for the honors here. Mason Hanshaw, the left fielder, leading things off. National anthem was sung by the starting lineup for the Crabs, the fielders, I should say. Lombardi and Oliver not take part. First pitch high and away. I would say I don't think that they would have advanced on American Idol. That's how I will put it. The 1-0, fouled out of play. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to Hanshaw. Oliver gave up a single in the first, but also had a pair of strikeouts. And looked sharp. Here's the 1-1 from the lefty as a in on the hands, popped up into shallow right field. Out to make the catch is the second baseman Rogers, and Hanshaw is retired. Good pitch there from Oliver, getting that one in on the hands, jamming Hanshaw. Lefty had to come all the way across the plate to get that one. Very good location. Now it's the designated hitter, Brendan Modelmog. Modelmog chasing an off-speed pitch down low. 0-1. Almost dropped to a knee there. The 0-1 off the plate away for a ball. Again, Crabs watching Pacific Empire League scoreboard with the Lincoln Potters, with whom they're tied for second place, as that ball's fouled off the plate and then off the leg of Modelmog for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lefty on lefty matchup. As Oliver out of the windup and deals. Breaking ball off the plate away for a ball, 2-2. Oliver on the year, 32 innings of work. He has a 3.34 ERA. As that pitch is reached for and chopped foul down the first baseline. Oliver with 4 wins, no losses. .35 strikeouts on the year. This is his 8th start. He's been the Tuesday guy for the Crabs. The 2-2 fouled back and out of play. Modelmog battling to stay alive. 1 out here, top of the second. Crabs on top of the honors, 3-0. Oliver deals. Breaking ball hammered on the right side. Rogers is up with it, and the throw to first is in time. And it looked like Modelmog had good contact with that ball, but it was a low shot that it caught the grass on the inside of the pitcher's mound, I guess, if you were looking over towards first base side. So it skimmed for a while along the grass and took quite a bit of speed off. If that landed on the dirt, that most likely gets through into right for a base hit. But just a little bit on top, and it's out number 2. First pitch, ooh, high and tight. Trying to brush Ben Johnston off the plate. Johnston, a right-handed hitter, takes the 1-0 in there for a strike. 1-1. Fastball's had good location from Oliver early on. The 1-1 off-speed pitch and way out in front, coming up empty was Johnston. 1 ball, 2 strikes now as Oliver trying to put the cap on a very efficient second inning here. A deep breath on the mound, the windup, and the pitch. Off-speed pitch, chased and missed. Johnston is retired, and Oliver is working through 2. He's got 3 strikeouts, and it's no runs still on the board for the honors. The Crabs have 3 here on ESPN 107.3. Crabs on top of the Bercovich Honors 3-0 as we're getting set for the bottom of the second. Crabs baseball brought to you in part by Crestmark Millwork. Crestmark Millwork is a local manufacturer of custom cabinetry and millwork for commercial projects throughout California and Oregon, creating signature elements of the extraordinary spaces since 1997. Crestmark is committed to promoting a healthy and productive society by investing in the relationships with their employees, local communities, suppliers, and customers. Do it for the Crabs. It will be 8-9-1. Parker Rogers, Michael Perazzo, and Morris. Parker Rogers, Eureka High product, batting .233 on the season. This is his 19th game. The first pitch is a chopper down the third base line, ends up rolling foul. A little out in front of it. Started fair on the grass, caught the lip, and bounced foul just in front of third base. Michael Olson on the mound for his second inning of work for the Honors. We're going to have the windup, deals, and that's a shot foul off the netting towards the visitors' dugout. No balls, 2 strikes. Rogers stands in, the 0-2. Fouled off again. So 3 pitches, Rogers has swung at all 3. Next step, putting the ball in play. Nobody out here, bottom of the second. Crabs on top of the Honors, 3-0. The windup and the pitch. Off speed, poked up the middle, that gets through for a base hit. Curveball that started outside of the zone, finished low and outside, and Rogers with 2 strikes. You got to protect there. Put it in play and got a hit out of it. So Crabs with another base runner. It's already their 5th hit of the ball game. 4 singles and a double from Howard. So now it's Perazzo. Perazzo, the lefty, takes the first pitch in there. Called strike. It was a high outside corner. Just caught the edge. It's no balls, 1 strike. Pitch is a breaking ball. Again, started at Perazzo and finished inside over the plate, but high. 1-1. Working out of the stretch. And the throw to first, Rogers dives back in, but is safe. So Olson trying to keep Rogers close. Rogers, not great speed over at first, being held on. The 1-1, nope, another throw over, and Rogers dives back in safely again. Another long look in for Olson. Rogers just with a short lead, and now comes home. Perazzo's swing pops it up left side of the infield. Carrying out into left. The left fielder Mason Hanshaw makes the catch. So Perazzo's retired, first out of the inning. Rogers remains at first, and it'll bring up the leadoff man, Keenan Morris. Morris grounded out to second in his first at bat. Olson, first pitch is high for a ball. Keenan Morris also leading the team in runs scored, gets on base quite a bit. .322 batting average definitely helps. He's also walked 20 times, second most on the team, as another throw over to first. Rogers this time back in standing. Lefty on lefty matchup. Olsen comes set, delivers. Looked like a slider started inside and finished over the plate. Count evens 1-1. A very nice pitch, just caught the upper inside corner of the zone. The 1-1. Another breaking ball, but stayed high, 2-1. Another good turnout here at the Arcata Ballpark, and throughout the season has been very good attendance, even for the weeknight games. Of course, product of the Crabs being 32-8. As that pitch is slapped into left by Morris. Going back is Hanshaw. He's not going to get there. It's onto the warning track. Rogers being waved around third. There's going to be a play at the plate. The throw home. Rogers is safe. An RBI double by Keenan Morris. And Parker Rogers got on his horse. Third base coach Jeff Jackman, he was waving him the entire way. And the cutoff man, Caden Wild, had a great throw, and Rogers just beat it out by inches for the Crabs' fourth run of the game. Still only one away. Keenan Morris now standing at second. As he took that pitch on the outside part of the plate, the opposite direction, just to the right of the 394 sign. First pitch to Hamilton is high and away. Ball one. And time is called while there's a conversation on the mound. Hamilton singled and scored a run in the first. That pitch was way outside of the zone. I don't know if that had any factor or not with the timing of the mound visit. Crabs Baseball brought to you by Cypress Grove Cheese. Cypress Grove is the leading producer of delicious artisan goat cheese, including Humboldt Fog, one of the most famous cheeses in the country. Proudly based in Arcata, California, Cypress Grove cheeses are available at cheese shops and grocery stores nationwide and available online at cypressgrovecheese.com. There's nothing like that Humboldt Fog feeling. A little bit of Humboldt overcast here. Typical summer weather on the coast. Very nice. Everybody in inland is probably very hot and wishing they were here at the ballpark. Morris takes his lead at second. Hamilton swinging. Pops that one up into foul territory and just stayed inside the ballpark. Looked like it hit the top of the electrical box along F Street there maybe, and ricocheted back in. Entertaining for the fans, but nevertheless a strike for Hamilton. 1-1 the count now. Just one out. Crabs already have a run in here in the second. Looking for more. They lead 4-0. And Morris is going. He lost track of the runner, and he's gunned out at third. Keenan Morris was dancing around at second. And being that Olsen's a left-handed pitcher, when he takes that lead, he's almost got to look back all the way over his shoulder, really turn his head to see him. And Morris took advantage, started going. Olsen turned around and was able to get the throw to third in time. So out number two. And that pitch is a shot into left by Hamilton coming in, though his hand shot makes the catch. So what was one out and a runner in scoring position, quickly the inning is over. The Crabs lead it 4-0 here on ESPN 107.3.
Bercovich honors, number 35, first base.
On to the third inning. Crabs on top 4-0. But an unfortunate end to the bottom of the second as an ill-advised decision by Keenan Morris gets picked off. The pitcher throwing to third. And a fly out from Hamilton quickly ended as that's a shot on the first pitch to right. Coming in and making the catch is Nolan Hamilton, a web gem in right. What a play. It was off the end of the bat, gave it a ride, but it was well located over towards the line and shallow, but the speed of Hamilton comes diving in, a head-first dive, and comes up with it for a spectacular out number one. So Turkington, one pitch, and he was gone. Here's Alex Merchant, the third baseman. First pitch to him is way away as the Merchant pops one up on the left side. Barrazo going out, called off by Sewell coming in, and Sewell makes the catch for out number two. So quickly 2 outs here. Top of the third.
Back to the top of the order for the honors, number 28, shortstop.
Lineup turns over. It'll be Caden Wild. As Oliver, very efficient, looking to continue his success as that pitch is right over the heart of the plate. Wild looked like he was taking the whole way. Might be the best pitch he sees all at bat. And he's behind 0-1. Oliver skips that one in for ball 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away here in the top of the third. Wind up, Oliver deals. That pitch is put way up in the air in foul territory, giving chase, and lands in between Caden Lee and Hamilton, who are both pursuing near the visitors' bullpen. Just a long strike for Wild. He's now behind 1-2. Wild struck out in the first inning in his first at bat. Oliver with a long look in and deals off speed pitch. Started high, stayed high for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Wind up. Pitches off the plate. Count is now full to Wild. Crabs are up 4-0 here, top of the third. Oliver deals. Called. Strike 3. Inside part of the plate. Wild went down swinging in the first, goes down looking in the third. On to the home half of the inning. Crabs lead it 4-0 on ESPN 107.3. Back at the yard, the Crabs on top of the Bercovich Honors 4-0 as we're on to the bottom of the third inning. Mitchell Manji here on ESPN 107.3 as we're nearing the end of July, turning the corner. I know still a little bit of Crabs baseball left, but looking forward here on the Humboldt's ESPN radio station alongside Liam Warner and myself, it's going to be College of the Redwoods football coming up here towards the end of August. We'll have all the action here on ESPN 107.3, streaming on KATA1340.com, and also on the College of the Redwoods football YouTube live stream. So game one for College of the Redwoods will be August 30th. It's a home game against Sacramento City College up at Cal Poly Humboldt. That'll be a 1 p.m. kickoff. It'll be 3, 4, 5. Heart of the order due up for the Crabs. Sewell, Howard, and Medikoff. That's Cameron Sewell. Singled and scored a run in the first inning. Takes that first pitch. Low and away in the dirt. 1-0. And College of the Redwoods moving up a division. They're moving from the American to the National Conference. As the 1-0 is low. 2-0 now to Sewell. So a step up in the level of competition. So they'll face some talented team, Monterey Peninsula College moving up as well. Santa Rosa, they'll get to play Butte, American River, Foothill College, as well as some talented programs. So 2 balls, 1 strike as that one catches the lower third of the zone. Here's the 2-1 from Olson. Big swing and a miss. Sewell comes up empty for strike 2. It'll be exciting. I know that there's a lot of turnover, College of the Redwoods, but they will have a lot of guys coming back on the defensive side of the ball. As that pitch is low and away. The count runs full now to Sewell. They got a quarterback with a lot of arm talent, Quentin Buckland, as the 3-2 is foul tipped in and out of the glove of Ben Johnston, the catcher. So Sewell will live to see another pitch. It's a Corsairs team that's had a ton of talent over the last few years, a lot of success, and a local coaching staff who's known in the community. Head coach Jason White, got former Eureka logger Maurice Purify on staff, as well as many others. DeMaro Wheeler, another big name, as that's a single through the right side. Sewell is 2 for 2 with a pair of 1-baggers. On for the second time so far. So the hit party continues for the Crabs. Hit number 7 of the game. We're only in the third inning.
Number 17, center fielder Tyler Howard.
So Crabs up 4-0, looking for more. Miles Oliver has been spectacular on the mound. If you're just joining us, Crabs got 3 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, and now we're in the third where they've got Sewell on with nobody out. That first inning, 3 hits in a row from Hamilton, Sewell, and Howard. As Howard plated Hamilton, Medikoff with a sac fly, then Lee brought home Howard. 1-0 instead of throw over to first. Sewell dives back in safely. One ball, no strikes the count, and another throw over. Again, Sewell diving back safely. So we've seen quite a few throws over to first early on from Michael Olson. 1-0, and the runner goes. Pitches high, swung and a miss. The throw down a second, not in time. The pitch was at the top part of the zone, but an off-speed pitch. Sewell gets the stolen base, and the count is 1-1 now to Tyler Howard. So Howard with that RBI double also scored a run, been one of the hottest hitters in this Crabs lineup as of late. The 1-1. Fouled out of play. Again, talking with Robin Guyver before the game, he said after dropping 3 games over the weekend, is talking about the team, and he said most of these guys, you know, they're baseball players. They know how to bounce back, and you got to have a short-term memory and only look forward, do a little scoreboard watching, and hope for the best and control what you can. So Crabs so far have been, tonight, of course, a non-league game, so we'll keep an eye on the Lincoln Potters as that pitch is fouled out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Howard. So it's 5-2. Potters are trailing in the bottom of the 4th inning, which, if that score were to hold, would give the Crabs sole possession of second place. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, and Sewell the runner on second. Pitch is fouled out of play. Crabs this weekend with a 3-game bout with the Medford Rogues. Olsen was working quickly through the first 2 innings. Has slowed down a bit here. That pitch is inside, misses for a ball 2-2. Sewell takes his lead at second. Long look in for Olsen. Now comes set. Checks the runner, now comes home. Pitch is a breaking ball that misses low. And Olsen's thinking about Sewell there at second. Definitely very deliberate with his pitches. He's taking his time, getting the signs, taking quite a few peeks at second as he just now comes set. Now a look back and delivers. The 3-2 is shot over the left side of the infield, gloved by the third baseman. Throw to first is in time to retire Howard. Alex Merchant gloved that smartly, looked Sewell back to second, and had to be quick.
Good job, Jackson.
That was a long throw, but able to get it there in time for out number 1. Now it's Tate Medikoff. A sac fly to center in his first at bat of the night. 1 away here, bottom of the 3rd. First pitch high and outside. 1-0. Oliver comes set. Takes a glance at Sewell, now delivers. There's a shot into center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Stop sign held up. Sewell puts the brakes on at third. And a single by Medikoff. So first and third with 1 out, and the Crabs threatening again here in the 3rd, already up 4-0. Bring up Caden Lee, singled. An RBI single in the 1st. Got another opportunity to add to that RBI category here. First and third with 1 out. Olsen comes set, deals, breaking ball. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Crabs already have 8 hits. The Honors just 1. Olsen deals. That one's right over the plate, just caught the top third of the zone, but gets the strike call. 1-1. 80 miles an hour. Just caught the top of the zone. Here's the 1-1. Way outside for a ball. 2-1. Caden Lee waiting in the on-deck circle for the Crabs. They got the stars and stripes going down. I like the way they did that. The stars on the arm sleeve, and then underneath running down is the stripes as that pitch right down the middle, called strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runners on first and third. That one misses low and away. So the count runs full, and with 1 out, we'll see if the Crabs elect to put Medikoff in motion at first. He stays put. The 3-2 is chopped foul. And that was Liam Forsyth in the catcher's gear. Picked that one out of the dirt. So we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Olsen sets, deals, check swing. Did he go? No, it's ball 4. So here in the bottom of the third, the bases are loaded for the Crabs. With Nico Lombardi up to the plate. Lombardi grounded out to second base in his first at bat. The Crabs threatening to blow this one wide open here in the bottom of the third. Olsen comes set. Deals. First pitch. Misses high for a ball, 1-0. No activity yet in the Honors bullpen. Maybe some rustling now as their coach is walking over to chat with some players in the dugout. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. The bases are juiced for the Crabs. The pitch. Chopper foul down the third baseline, and a little bit of acrobatics from Sewell. Showing off the vertical. Jump over the top of that one. That's why you lead off third. You go down in foul territory. Don't want that ball to hit you fair territory. It's an automatic out. If you're in foul, it stays foul. So one ball, 1 strike. And the pitch is off the plate, skates to the backstop, and no attempt by Sewell at third. He didn't even think about it, and that's the benefit of being the home team in this ballpark. Understanding the short backstop. And with the concrete wall behind, that ball has a tendency to ricochet right back to home plate or even out in front of the plate. That ball didn't. It hung. It must have hit the bottom of the backstop because it kind of hung on that dirt there. But ultimately, Sewell smartly not even attempting here. The 2-1 runs inside. A nice pick. Nearly hit Lombardi. But a brilliant scoop by Johnston to save a wild pitch there. So 3 balls, 1 strike. A walk would bring a run home. Olsen set, delivers, down the middle, popped up. And that will get out of play. Drops down in front of one of the vendors here in the ballpark over by the pizza booth. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count, bases loaded. Bottom of the 3rd, Crabs on top, 4-0. Just 1 out, need to put the ball somewhere in play. A launch shot, fair down the left field side. Sewell in to score. The ball rolls all the way to the wall. Here comes Medikoff. Howard goes to 3rd. Standing at 2nd with the double is Lombardi, and the Crabs lead it 6-0. So a 2 RBI, 2 bagger for Lombardi comes through, and now some activity starting to happen down in the honors bullpen as the Crabs 6-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd and threatening for more. We're having a meeting at the mound. Catcher Ben Johnson out to talk to his pitcher Michael Olson. And Olson, at this point, really just trying to get out of the 3rd inning. Surrendered 9 hits, 6 runs. The Crabs' bats have caught fire, and that's one of the things that Coach Guyver brought up was you don't often see, especially at this level of Summer League baseball. We're going to have the coach coming out for a meeting at the mound. But at this level of Summer League baseball, you don't normally face guys who are throwing 95 miles an hour on the mound. It's just not something you're accustomed to seeing. So the elevated level in pitching definitely plays a difference. But the Crabs put up runs in all those games, and again, Guyver said it was just some unconventional mistakes from this team. But when you look at the Crabs team this summer, they do have, and this is one thing he pointed out, and I know that we brought it up a couple times before, but the depth of this team is very impressive through and through. And also, again, in case you missed it, Elijah McNeil, shortstop, and just a young kid, high school graduate, who rarely Crabs have players like that. Drafted in the 20th round of the MLB draft. So he's gone from the team. Houston Hirschkorn getting married and missing Sutter Moss as well, but although they'll miss those guys and would be nice to have them, it's still the depth of this team is able to pick it up, and we're seeing it here with 6 runs already through 3 innings, and Crabs just need the bats to stay hot through the weekend as well. So now it's Parker Rogers. He takes first pitch. That was high, but called strike 1. So runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Corner infielders playing in. Normal depth for middle infielders, as we had a ball from the bullpen go out onto the field. So no balls, 1 strike now to Rogers. Olson sets, deals. That one is a rocket through the infield. Lee could walk in. Lombardi saw the ball rocket. He tried to put on the brakes. He slipped and fell, so he's only going to get to 3rd. Center fielder Cole Jones came and cut that ball off. It would have been a very close play. Not sure if Giacomini at 3rd base would have even sent him. Tapping on his chest, and Rogers is laughing at first as yes. When Lombardi slipped there, he's apologizing to Rogers over at first for taking away one of his RBIs. Nonetheless, though, it is an RBI single for Rogers. The Crabs on top now, 7-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Double-digit hits for the red, white, and blue. First pitch is a called strike. Down and in to Michael Perazo. Perazo popped out to left field. In his first at bat. He's got runners at 1st and 3rd, though, here with just 1 out. That ball is a shot into right. It's going to hang and drop, and it drops for a hit. The throw comes into second, and Rogers is out, as that ball was misread by Luca Bocasile. And right, he started going back, like turned on the jets going back, and then had to pivot and sprint his way in. Was unable to get to the ball, it dropped, but Rogers hung near first, playing it safe. And that's tough because where he's watching from at first base likely thinks that that's going to be caught. So either way, it results in an out. The Crabs keep runners at first and third. Lombardi didn't go anywhere. First pitch skips in to Keenan Morris. Perazo gets credited with a single there. With 2 away, Keenan Morris now. First pitch was off the plate. Second one high and in, so opposite direction on those 2 pitches. Extremely out of the zone. It's quickly 2-0 to Morris. Keenan Morris is 1 for 2. He's got a double and an RBI. 8th hitter of the inning for the Crabs. Put up 3 more here in the bottom of the third. They lead at 7-0. That ball is fouled out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that was a really good piece of hitting there in the second by Keenan Morris. He got a pitch in the outside part of the plate and took it the other way to left center. Really good contact. And Morris is just a good hitter all around. No surprise, able to get one going there. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Here's the pitch, skips in, and it pops up and over the backstop. All the runners will advance 90 feet. Perazo to second, and Lombardi coasts in to score 8-0 Crabs. So a wild pitch from Olsen. It's way out of the zone, and it was a good attempt by Johnson. He dove over to the right-handed batter's box, and just a weird hop popped over the backstop. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Perazo at second. Keenan Morris takes a pitch that was high, but called strike 2. And I said before the game, Zach Norton, when he expands his strike zone, he only goes left to right. He doesn't go up to down. Well, he has not gone outside much left or right, but he's called the last few up. So the ever-changing strike zone of Zach Norton, again, 3-2. That one way out of the zone, and he walked him. So Morris is aboard. That'll bring up Nolan Hamilton. The runners at first and second, 2 outs. Crabs already up 8-0 here in the bottom of the third. They have 11 hits, and that will be all for Michael Olsen. As we've got a new pitcher coming in, looks to be a right-hander. We'll get you information on who's coming in relief when we come back. Crabs on top, 8-0 here on ESPN 107.3. Back at the Arcata Ballpark, new pitcher, number 29, Adrian Bowles, in for the Bercovich honors, as we have U.S. Forest Service out, throwing out some baseballs. We would like to take this moment to remind you multiple large fires are burning throughout the North Coast. Emergency resources are fully engaged in fire suppression efforts. Six Rivers National Forest and the Bureau of Land Management, Arcata Field Office, have implemented fire restrictions on all federally managed public lands. Please do your part to help keep our firefighters safe by reducing human-caused fire ignitions. Now is the time. Spark safety, not wildfires. Speaking of, conveniently, we'd like to thank Charleston Tree Services. We're here to help with your growing concerns. Our locally owned and operated family business has served homeowners and commercial property owners throughout Humboldt County since 2007. Personally test, Charleston Tree Service does an excellent job at what they do. So Adrian Bowles wrapping up the last of his warm-up pitches as he comes in for Michael Olson. Olson goes 2 2/3 innings, giving up 8 runs and 11 hits. Although not all 8 of those runs are earned. And I'm sure the Bercovich coaching staff was hoping to get a bit more out of their starter.
Batting for the Crabs, number 2, right fielder, Nolan Hamilton.
So here's Hamilton. Hamilton, the ninth hitter of this 3rd inning. Crabs have already plated 4 runs. There's 2 outs. Peraza's the runner at second. Morris is at first. Both runners going. First pitch, the throw into second is high, and the double steal is successful. So pair of runners now in scoring position for Hamilton. Crabs already up 8-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Hamilton 1 for 2 is an RBI, or excuse me, a single and a run scored. The 0-1 is low and away, and Bowles got some power in that arm. That was 91 miles an hour. But it was way away from the plate. Now the 1-1 as Bowles comes set, takes a look to 3rd, and delivers. Again, low and away. That one skipped to the backstop. A wild pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. With 2 away, runners at second and third. Hamilton ready as Bowles comes set. And deals. Again, same spot. That's 3 straight fastballs that have been skipped into the dirt of the left-handed batter's box, and now it's 3-1. First base is open. And Cameron Sewell, who led this inning off, is standing in the on-deck circle. 3-1, skipped it in again. Hamilton draws a walk. The bases are juiced again. So Crabs have batted around here in the 3rd. As Bowles is now standing next to the umpire, and the catcher walked over to have a chat with his coach on the side. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. Crabs on top, 8-0. We'll try to keep an eye on the score of the Lincoln Potters game. That one impacts the Crabs way more than this. Tonight's game and tomorrow's games have a 0 impact on Pacific Empire League standings. Crabs are now tied for 2nd place with the Lincoln Potters. Potters have 2 games tonight and a 3-game series, or 2 games, excuse me, during the week. And then a 3-game series this weekend. So 5 more league games. Crabs do hold the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Potters. That first pitch was low to Sewell. Second at bat of the inning for Sewell. Bowles delivers. Sewell skies that one up on the infield. Second baseman over, tracking, makes the catch to Tanner Lee, and the inning is finally over. Crabs get 4 runs across. They do leave the bases loaded as we're headed to the 4th. Crabs on top 8-0 here on ESPN 107.3. Top of the 4th inning here on ESPN 107.3. Crabs on top of the Bercovich Honors 8-0. Crabs baseball is brought to you in part by Compass Community Credit Union. Hey Crabs fans, team sponsor Compass Community Credit Union is happy to point you toward a better banking experience. Visit their conveniently located branches in Arcata and Eureka or online at compassccu.org. That's compassccu.org. And a long break in between innings for Miles Oliver. His first pitch is off the plate. A ball to Tanner Lee. Misses away again. And that bottom of the 3rd felt like it just went on forever. And for Oliver, that's a long time sitting down in the dugout. The 1-1. That one off the plate, but Oliver gets the strike call, 1-2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. That was my mistake, is an off-speed pitch. There's strike 2. Started that one in the left-handed batter's box, got it to come back across the plate. It's 2-2. Oliver wind up, and the pitch went backdoor again with the slider, fouled off by Lee. Lee lined out to center in his first at bat. Oliver's faced 1 more than the minimum so far. He's only given up 1 hit as he deals a 2-2. That one's off the plate. Count runs full. To Oliver, those first 3 innings were very efficient. As a full count as a chopper over the left side. Perazo over to his left to glove it. The long throw, not in time. And going to his right, I should say, so his momentum taking him away from first base, making that long throw even longer. Skipped it in there, a very nice glove by Caden Lee, but Tanner Lee able to beat it out by a half step. So 2nd hit of the game for the Honors. Lee leads off the top of the 4th with a single. Crabs up 8-0. Oliver working out of the stretch for just the 2nd time, and that ball was off the plate but called for a strike. So strike zone seems to be widening for Zach Norton. It's time in favor of the Crabs. The 0-1, runner goes, pitch is fouled out of play. Count is 0-2. Honors just trying to get something going with a little bit of hit and run. Cole Jones That was a good pitch over the heart of the plate, up in the zone, just underneath it. Here's the 0-2. Tries to go even higher. That pitch was eye level. 1-2. Lee takes his lead at first. Oliver comes set. The runner goes. Off speed pitch. Swing and a miss. And strike 3. Did he get a piece of that? I believe he did. Lee had successfully stolen second. Thought that was a strikeout and a stolen base. Lombardi struggled to get the transfer. He couldn't get the ball out of the glove, and that would explain why if it was fouled. I guess that would mean it was a drop third strike as well. As that one, fastball at 84, misses high and away. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oliver deals upstairs, 3-2. Oliver's thrown quite a bit of pitches so far in this 3rd inning. Again, that was a while he was sitting over there in the dugout as the Crabs sent 10 men to the plate. Plus there was a pitching change in the bottom of the 3rd. There's a throw over to first. Lee back in safely. Full count, runner goes. Pitch high and away, that's ball 4. And that one is sailed into center. It was a high throw from Lombardi. Lee didn't see it. Lee had that base stolen, but won't get credit for a steal as Jones walked. So the honors, it's the best opportunity they've had so far this game. 2 on, nobody out. And the cleanup man, Luca Bocasile, coming up to bat. Oliver with a long look in, comes set, checks the runner at second, and deals. Breaking ball stays high, 1-0. Lefty on lefty matchup. Bocasile struck out in his first appearance. As the 1-0 misses low and oh no, called strike. Wow. That was nowhere near the zone. But no complaints here. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1, and Bocasile's got a swing at that one. That ball was in the same spot, and if that's a strike, you got to go after it. It's now 1-2, so. Strike call definitely threw Bocasile a bit. Could be 3-0, instead it's 1-2. Oliver checks the runner, deals, popped up, left side, and out of play. Keenan Morris lost his hat chasing that one. That's the second time he lost it charging in the first inning. Just needs to tighten it up a little bit. The 1-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Bocasile goes down swinging. And that's a tough strikeout for him right there. You get the 1-0 strike call way off the plate. And then he chases one in the same zone, same part of the plate, and ultimately ends up striking out. So 1 away now, top of the 4th. Pitch is low for a ball, 1-0 to Hanshaw. Top of the 4th inning, Crabs on top, 8-0. 1 out, runners on first and second. Miles Oliver, spectacular through 3. Little bit of adversity here in the top of the 4th. He deals. Strike over the inside part of the plate. pitch was a little bit inside, but strike zone's expanding here in the fourth. So 1-1 now. Pitch. It's late on a pitch high. Fouled down the first base side, 1-2. Hand shot popped out to Parker Rogers at second. His first at bat. One, two from Oliver. Breaking ball to a slow roller and off of Perazo, and everybody's safe. And a great piece of base running by Tanner Lee. Tanner Lee was at second. That ball was coming right to the shortstop, Perazo, and Lee hung right. He got as close as he could to the baseball and then jumped over it at the last second. Definitely messed with the vision of Perazo at short, and it went off the heel of his glove, and the bases are now loaded for the Bercovich Honors. One out. Breaking ball taken high for a ball, 1-0 to Modelmog. Modelmog, the designated hitter, lefty on lefty matchup. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Fifth error for Perazo of the season. The 1-1, swing and foul tipped, 1-2, right back into the glove of Lombardi. Excuse me, eighth error of the season for Perazo out at short. Filling in again, Elijah McNeil got drafted in the 20th round, is done for the summer with the Crabs. As the 1-2, that's a slow roller to Parker Rogers at second, goes to second for one, to first, not in time. Modelmog gets to first, the fielder's choice. That does bring a run home. The first of the game for the Honors, and it is 8-1 Crabs. Jones goes to third. Hanshaw was eliminated on his way from first to second. That was a slow roll. If that was harder hit, Rogers might have had a chance to turn two. He got the glove flip as that one is fouled off straight back to the screen. No balls, one strike, two away here, top of the fourth. Runners at first and third for the Honors. Pitch from Oliver, high and tight. A little bit of chin music there, brushed him back off the plate. 1-1. Catcher Ben Johnston. Swing and a miss. High fastball there. Only got air. It's 1-2. Johnson would just like to try and close the deficit a little bit here. It's 8-1. The 1-2 breaking ball finished just low. Very nice pitch there from Oliver. Two balls, two strikes, two away, top of the fourth. The pitch, way outside. Good save by Lombardi. Full extension there to haul that one in. The count runs full. So Modelmog will be in motion at first. A full count and two away. Oliver sets, deals. Chopper down the line at third. Keenan Morris up with it. Just stayed fair. The long throw to first. He got him. Keenan Morris. Yes, sir. Wonderfully played. The ball just stayed fair. Morris with the long throw retires Johnston. The Honors get one. It's 8-1. Here from the ballpark on ESPN 107.3. Bottom of the fourth inning, 8-1. Crabs on top of the Bercovich Honors. Crabs sent 10 men to the plate in the third. They played at 4. They did leave the bases loaded. It'll be Adrian Bowles for his first full inning of work. On in relief of the starter, Michael Olson, who went 2 2/3. So here's Tyler Howard. He's 1 for 2 with the double and an RBI. Pitch is off the plate and away, and Bowles, he's got some life to that fastball. It's got a little bit of movement, but he's also got the heat behind it. Sitting 88-91, but has been unable to locate it so far. As that one way outside the box and a called strike. So win some, you lose some. A couple of those strikes went the Crabs' way, and now one goes against them. One wasn't even close. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Could also present a challenge when you get somebody, starter, Olson was throwing low 80s, and then you bring in somebody who's throwing in the high 80s to low 90s. Definitely for an adjustment for the hitters. That pitch by Howard, who's just fouled it off. Another off-speed pitch. Count remains 1-2. Pitch. It's a fastball just missed outside. 2-2. Again, it's said a couple times, but Howard had been one of the hottest hitters for the Crabs as Bulls, working out of the stretch, comes set. 2-2, skips in there for a ball, and the count runs full. So Howard fell behind. He's now worked a full count. Bulls sets, deals, way outside, ball 4. So if Bulls continues struggling with his accuracy, we could be in for a long night as Lincoln Potters have tied up the Solano Mudcats 5-5. Put up 2 in the bottom of the 5th and 1 in the bottom of the 6th. And they have runners on first and second with only 1 out, so Potters threatening to take the lead. Keep an eye on that game as Tate Medikoff, the designated hitter, steps in, and a casual throw over to first just to keep Howard honest. Back in standing. Medikoff takes that pitch low for a ball. 1-0. Medikoff officially 1 for 1. He has a single, scored a run in the third, sacrifice fly back in the first. I should say way back in the first, as the first inning was an hour and 40 minutes ago. Shaping up to be a long game as 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss there from Bercovich. Howard takes his lead at first. Leaning towards second. He's going. Off-speed pitch high for a ball. The throw down to second. Scoops and goes into the outfield. Just barely, but the backup, the shortstop, Caden Wild, prevents Howard from going any further, so he'll get credit for a stolen base. 2 balls, 1 strike to Tate Bercovich. Bowles on the mound, comes set, looks to second, deals low, 3-1. Adrian Bowles has been unable to locate that fastball. He can throw hard, but got to get it over the plate. 3-1, misses low and away again, and he walked him. So back-to-back walks by Adrian Bowles, and Krabs with 2 on, nobody out. Yet again, set up here. Good scoring opportunity in the bottom of the 4th inning. So now it's Caden Lee, 1 for 1. He's walked and scored a run in the 3rd, an RBI single back in the 1st. There's a big cut there, comes up empty. High and tight fastball, 0-1. Caden Lee, right-handed hitting first baseman. His 20th appearance in a Krabs uniform. 0-1, catches the outside part of the plate. Very good pitch. Back-to-back good pitches with the fastball from Bowles. It's 0-2 to Lee. Krabs on top, 8-1. That pitch is way high. 1-2. Bowles shaking off signs. Now he gets what he likes. 1-2. Off speed and missed just low. It's a good pitch, but it wasn't in the zone, and Zach Nord does not give it to him. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Nobody away. Krabs have runners on first and second. Pitch, fouled out of play. Jeff Giacomini giving the signs at third base, and Lincoln Potters have taken a 6-5 lead in the bottom of the 6th. And scored another one. It's now 7-5. The 2-2, low and away. That was just on the edge of the strike zone. Really could have gone either way. And count runs full. Some Bercovich Honors fans in front of us giving Zach Norton their unsolicited opinions from the bleachers. The 3-2 fouled straight back. Still nobody away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 8-1 Krabs. Caden Lee awaiting the 3-2. Drives that one to left center. Going back is Hanshaw, making the catch in the alley, and tagging at second is Howard, and into third standing. Bercovich stays put at first. But Howard able to advance 90 feet. And with one out, the Crabs have runners at first and third. Brings up the catcher, Nico Lombardi.
Batting next, number 28, Nico.
Lombardi tattooed a ball down the left field side in the third inning. It was a 2 RBI double. He came around to score a run. There's an opportunity for more RBIs here. Waves and misses at an off-speed pitch. Very good first pitch there by Bowles. So 0-1 the count. Pitch, another breaking ball, another swing and a miss. So he got the speed on the fastball. He's set Lombardi up a bit here, going off speed the first two pitches. See if he sticks with it or opts to go back to the fastball. The 0-2 goes fastball, off speed pitch again. Swung and missed, and Lombardi slaps his bat in frustration as he heads back to the dugout. 2 away. The way that third pitch just happened so quickly, it almost looked like a fastball and took a glance over 79 miles per hour. And Lombardi was out in front of all three. So 2 away, runners at first and third. Parker Rogers, there's a fastball low, fouled away, 0-1. Bottom of the fourth inning, 8-1 Crabs. As a team, they have 10 hits. 2 hits, 1 run for the honors. There's a breaking ball. Started high, stayed high. 1-1. One. Breaking ball missed low and away. 2-1. So 2 outs here, bottom of the fourth. Bowles deals high and tight, that almost hit him. Here comes Medikoff sliding in head first, or Howard, excuse me. Howard comes in to score. Medikoff advances to second on the wild pitch. And it's 9-1 Crabs. Parker Rogers watched his life flash before his eyes there. He's got to take his helmet off and regroup and collect his thoughts. Ball is going straight for his head at 89 miles an hour. Able to get out of the way. He's got a 3-1 count. Pitch is outside and he walked him. So that's really been the story for Bowles on the mound, is when he's able to get a little bit of consistency, he's been effective. But when he's not, he could be wild. He already has 3 walks so far this inning. Crabs now with, again, 2 on and 2 out. With Rogers now at first, Medikoff standing at second. Here's Michael Perazzo. Singled in his last at bat. Perazzo's first pitch swinging fouls it out of play. No balls, 1 strike, 2 away here. Bottom of the fourth inning. Crabs really working on the honors. 9-1. That ball's way outside for 1-1. Crabs have scored in every inning so far tonight. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, 1 so far here in the fourth. That one ran inside and nearly hit Perazzo. 2-1. Bulls struggled with command so far all night on the mound. 2-1. Big swing and a miss there. Brazo went for a fastball, low and away. A 2-2. Swing and a miss. Brazo, strike 3, slams the bat in the dirt in frustration. As he is retired. Crabs get a run. They lead it 9-1 here on ESPN 107.3. Crabs on top of the Bercovich Honors 9-1 as we're on to the 5th inning of play. Crabs baseball brought to you in part by Compass Community Credit Union as well as the North Coast Co-op and also North Coast Mercantile, family owned and operated, serving Humboldt County since 1951. North Coast Mercantile brings you a fantastic assortment of domestic, import, and craft beers as well as wine, spirits, non-alcoholic beverages, and snacks. First pitch. It's a called strike as 5th inning of work for Miles Oliver. Slider in there, called strike 2. Check out North Coast Mercantile's Titus trailer in the right field beer garden of the Arcata Ballpark. 8 taps featuring local microbrews, wine, and cider. 0-2. Oliver kicks, deals, fouled straight back. Turkington stays alive. So Turkington was robbed of a hit in his last at bat as Nolan Hamilton absolutely laid out to pick one off the top of the grass. A highlight defensively for Hamilton out and left. A little bit of action down in the Crabs bullpen, some twisting, turning, a little bit of stretching. Nobody up and throwing just yet as Oliver steps off. Oliver now deals, and Turkington rung up. Did not like that one, and rightfully so. That was off the plate, but called strike 3. Sixth strikeout of the night for Miles Oliver. That'll bring up Alex Merchant, right-handed hitter. Merchant flew out to left in his last at bat. First pitch is called for a strike outside part of the plate. The 0-1 is a breaking ball. Was that fair? No, foul. Very close to going over the base. Keenan Morris retrieving that one in foul territory. It'll be 0-2 now to Merchant. Oliver looks in, gets the sign, the windup, And the pitch outside for a ball, 1-2. One away here in the top of the fifth. Crabs on top of the honors, 9-1. Pitch from Oliver is popped up, foul territory. Lee giving chase. Lee makes the catch. He overran the ball but jumped at the last second, kind of leaning backwards, and full extension, able to haul it in. Nice play there by Caden Lee to recover on the fly. So we got a pinch hitter. It's number 0, Caden Shaw. As the first pitch to him is up and away for a ball. The 1-0. Oliver, backdoor slider. Couldn't stay up enough and finished low, 2-0. Oliver deals. There's a chopper, foul down the first baseline. First base umpire Daniel Osborne had to almost think about that for a second. He didn't make the call until the ball had rolled by him. It's the second hit of the inning that almost went over the base, but just to the right or left side in foul territory. The 2-1 now, high for a ball, 3-1. Oliver's now falling behind, 3-1. But a much more efficient inning so far here in the top of the fifth. He deals. There's a line drive, almost took his head off and got through into center. And he leaned back and took up and undoubtedly let out a sigh of relief. A shot right up the middle. Say Oliver might be pretty good at the limbo, the way he bent down to let that ball fly over. Just missed it a couple inches. The outside tried to glove it. Would have been a spectacular play. But instead a single for the pinch hitter, Caden Shaw. First pitch, big swing. Tanner Lee comes up empty, 0-1. Lee is 1 for 2. He's scored the honors only run of the game. The 0-1. Down and in, perfectly located. Just inside the zone, called for strike 2. The 0-2 now from Oliver. Off speed pitch poked into center. Coming in is Howard, and that one will drop. So a good piece of hitting by Lee. He's got 2 of the honors, 4 hits so far. Shaw advances to second. And now 2 on with 2 out for the honors. Brings up Cole Jones, the center fielder. Possibility of a quick inning of work for Oliver is extended a little bit as a high pitch, swing and a miss, and Jones lost his elbow guard in the process. No balls, 1 strike. 2 on, 2 out. Pitch from Oliver. Right down the heart of the plate, called strike 2. Jones, after chasing that first pitch high, it looked like he was taken the whole way there. Really not much of a step, and that pitch was over the heart of the plate. Here's the 0-2. Off speed pitch misses outside. Trying to go backdoor with the slider. Oliver deals, swing and a miss. Struck out Jones to end the top of the fifth. Due up for the Crabs It'll be 1, 2, 3, Morris, Hamilton, and Sewell. They're up 9-1 here on ESPN 107.3. Crabs on top of the Bercovich Honors 9-1 here at the Arcata Ballpark. Mitchell Mongi bringing you all the action. There's a lot of it earlier in the innings. Crabs have scored in every single inning so far. They got 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third. And a run in the bottom of the fourth looking to keep it going will be Keenan Morris. Fourth at bat of the game for Morris. Pitch from Bowles. Off-speed pitch. High for a ball. One and 0. Bowles comes set. Pitch to Morris. Big swing there. Comes up empty. 1-1. And 87 miles an hour in on the hands. Hard to get around on that one if you're Keenan Morris. Morris is 1 for 2 officially. He's walked and has a double as that pitch way outside. 2-1. Bowles working out of the stretch with nobody on, comes set, and there's a pitch fouled straight back to the screen. A fastball over the heart of the plate. Keenan Morris tried to turn on it. Just underneath it. Count evens at 2 apiece. Long look in, and Morris takes that one low and away in the dirt for a ball. Adrian Bowles, a couple deep breaths. Sets and delivers. Morris turns on that one, but just towed it off the end of the bat, fouled away. The count is 3-2. Keenan Morris not afraid to swing the bat, that's for sure. Bowles a deep breath out of the stretch, kicks, steals. Morris slaps that one right back up the middle, and it gets through for a hit. Almost wanted to hang on to the dirt, give the second baseman, Lee, an opportunity to get there, but just skated by him. Morris has got his second hit of the night. And the Crabs yet again first man aboard in the inning.
Next for the Crabs, number 2, Nolan Hamilton.
Here's Nolan Hamilton. Single walk and a fly out. Morris goes. First pitch high and away. The throw down is on target, but safe. It's Keenan Morris, I think, was just bobbled. Second baseman Tanner Lee. So now a runner at second with nobody out. Bottom of the fifth. Bowles deals. There's a strike on low and in, just a bit outside the zone, but within the tolerance. Definitely within Zach Norton's strike zone. 1-1. Off-speed pitch, Hamilton. Big swing came up empty. 1-2. So Keenan Morris, 2 stolen bases so far tonight. He did get caught stealing in the second as tried to go before the pitch was even thrown. Got picked off going from second to third. The 1-2 to Hamilton misses down for a ball. 2-2. Nolan Hamilton last season played at Mesa Community College. Officially a sophomore. Good speed, showed off the glove earlier in the game as well. A nice diving catch as he swings and misses on a breaking ball. And that's been Adrian Bull's best pitch so far as Hamilton strikes out. But when he gets that, shows the speed on the fastball and comes back with a heavy dose of breaking balls. Definitely keeping Crabs hitters off balance. His struggle has been locating those pitches within the zone. So now it's Sewell. 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, 2 runs. He's got a stolen base as well. Keenan Morris motioning over towards the dugout as he leads off. That pitch is low for a ball. Tried to go off speed to Sewell there. Sewell smartly did not chase. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here, bottom 5. The pitch. The fastball, lower third of the zone, just missed. But a good pitch. 2-0. That's where you want it if your bull is putting a fastball down in the zone. Morris takes his lead at second. That one off speed pitch high. Now 3-0. So those couple of pitches that just missed, and especially with Bowles' lack of command so far of what he's shown, he's less likely to probably get those strike calls, especially if they're close on the edge. The 3-0 misses inside. He walked him. 4-pitch walk to Sewell, who's on for the 3rd time tonight. 2 on, 1 out, and the catcher, Ben Johnston's going to take time and go have a conversation.
No line in the beer garden. No line in the beer garden.
And I think we might, yeah, we do have a defensive replacement at catcher. I think that's Mateo Bullis, number 23, now in at catcher. That's definitely not Ben Johnston, not 15 down there. That is Bullis. A big swing there. First pitch to Tyler Howard. Eyes lit up. It was an off-speed pitch out in front. No balls, 1 strike. There's a fastball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 away, runners at first and second for Howard. Howard's reached base twice, doubled in the first, walked in the 4th. 1-1, low and away, skips away from Bullis, but neither runner going. So 2-1. (9-1) the score here in the bottom of the 5th. Crabs on top. They have 11 hits to the Honors 4. There's a high off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. 2-2 now to Howard. Crabs are one-track minded for the fastball. They have not been sitting for the off-speed stuff and have been way out in front of them. And again, the issue for Bulls has been location. Bulls with a long look back to second, now deals. Breaking ball stays way high. Full count. Bulls came on in relief of the starter, Michael Olson. Back in the third inning. It seems so long ago. And yet we're only here in the bottom of the fifth, and it's 9-10. Big cut there. Howard goes down swinging.
Next up, number 26, Tate Medikoff.
So that'll be the designated hitter, Tate Medikoff. Medikoff officially 1 for 1. He's a sac fly RBI back in the first, single and a run in the third, and walked in his last at bat. Takes that one high and in. A couple of oohs from the crowd. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball came onto the field from the bullpen. Crabs bullpen out on the left. The 1-0. Just caught the bottom part of the zone. Wouldn't say a generous strike, but it was right there. 1-1. Well located by Bulls. There's the off-speed pitch in the dirt. Chasing is Medikoff. Bulls ahead 1-2, finding a bit of a rhythm here in the fifth. So far, this is the only inning the Crabs have not scored a run. Two away. Here's the 1-2. Oh, high and inside again, and skates by Bullis behind the plate. Both runners advance 90 feet on the wild pitch. Another one. Right at his dome almost. Bail it out of the way. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Long look in now, coming home, missing low and away. So Bulls, this has really been the story of his night. He starts to get into a little bit of rhythm where he's executing the location of the pitches, and then he's asking for time now, and he's ready, but he's able to get into a bit of a groove, but it's unable to sustain it for more than just maybe 2 hitters in a row. The full count is skied up. And it will be foul and out of play. Bullis gave chase, watched it drop in the stands. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Medikoff awaiting the pitch. Skips past the catcher for ball 4. Neither runner tries to advance, but that's another walk. Third time Medikoff has been on base this game. And again, the bases juiced for the Crabbies with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth.
Number 24, Caden Lee.
First baseman Caden Lee stands in now. First pitch to him, he called strike. It was off the plate. Bulls gets the call though. 0-1. Again, no activity down in the Honors bullpen. As that ball catches the bottom part of the strike zone, another very good pitch. He's been able to work the edges of the zone from time to time. When he does it, it's superb, but he's had some misses that have been extremely bad as well, as the 1-1 skips in there. There's an example of those. So Bull's got a lot of potential on the mound. You can see that, and the Honors just hoping that starts to string them together a little bit, because again, the fastball, he's got a very good breaking ball. It's just the consistency. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, dropped it in there, called strike 3. Bulls gets out of the inning. So the first time Crabs did not push a run across in an inning, they leave the bases loaded for the second time this game. We're on to the 6th. Crabs 9, Honors 1 here on ESPN 107.3. New pitcher on the mound for the Crabs, number 34, Spencer Jacobs. Comes in relief of the starter, Miles Oliver. Oliver goes 5 innings. Gives up 1 run, 4 hits. In line for his 5th win of the season, barring an extreme comeback. Crabs Baseball brought to you in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank, strengthening our local communities. Our commitments come to life through our people, policies, and programs. Together, we can make a difference in the communities we serve. Crabs handily out in front of Bercovich Honors 9-1, as the tall right-handed pitcher out of Central Arizona, Spencer Jacobs, will get an opportunity in a couple of some changes, I believe, coming for the Honors, as the third base coach was conversing with the home plate umpire, Zach Norton. So here is number 32, Luca Bocasile. Bocasile has struck out swinging twice.
Now batting for the Bercovich Honors, number 32, Luca Bocasile.
Right-handed pitcher on the mound, Spencer Jacobs. Wines delivers. First pitch is cut on and missed. A fastball down. Bocasile came up empty. Oh, 1 called a strike. Same spot, a couple inches to the left. This time Bocasile took it. He's in an 0-2 hole. Jacobs wind up. Pitch called strike 3, way off the plate. As Bercovich, two of his 3 strikeouts, he's had some unfortunate luck, to say the least. A fastball way off the plate from Oliver. That was called a strike. Ben Skiles is the pinch hitter.
Now batting number 1, Ben Skiles.
Second pinch hitter the honors are used of the night. Pinch hits for Hanshaw here. Takes that one low and away for a ball, 1-1. Jacobs delivers. Slider stayed low, 2-1. Sozier Jacobs, the rare reliever you see working out of the windup. And his 2-1 is a little high, but fouled off and out of play. 2-2. One away, top of the 6th, Crabs on top, 9-1. Jacobs kicks, deals. Off-speed pitch, in on the hands, jammed into left. Is it gonna drop? Yes, it will. Hit it into no man's land along the foul line. Sewell, Perazo, and Morris all gave chase and landed in the middle of all 3 of them. So Skiles is aboard with a single. Pinch hitter Anthony Mayers. First pitch to him, the pinch hitter is Marys. Quickly corrected. 1-0. Down and away, but called strike 1. So time called now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Marys. Jacobs, the pitch, big cut there. Come up empty, off speed pitch, outside. 1-2. One away, a runner at first. Jacobs out of the stretch, delivers, swing and a miss. Marys goes down, chasing a high fastball. It's Mateo Bullis coming in, who was a defensive replacement at catcher last inning. It'll be his first plate appearance. There's 3 pinch hitters in a row. That one misses low and away. 1-0. Bullis a right-handed hitter. 2 away, the pitch from Jacobs. Misses low for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Spencer Jacobs deals. That ball is poked up, hanging up in the air in foul territory. Hamilton giving sprint. He got there. Oh, unable to hold on. Did he? Unbelievable. That was all the way over by the fence, shaded to right center. Hamilton got a glove on it. Almost his second spectacular catch of the night. It looked as if he came away with it, and the umpire having a better angle than us. Daniel Osborne over at first. given the foul call. So 2 balls, 1 strike now. As there's a pitch in on the hands for a called strike 2. 87-mile-an-hour fastball for Jacobs. The 2-2 gets away. Skiles advances to second. So full count now with 2 down. Top of the 6th inning, Crabs on top of the Bercovich Honors, 9-1. Spencer Jacobs, first inning of relief. Bullis is going to take time. So Bullis regroups. Jacobs comes set. A glance to second and delivers a shot foul down the third baseline. Bullis stays alive. So we'll do it again, full count with 2 away, top of the 6th. Jacobs. Pitch was low, but Zach Norton rings him up. Bullis is retired. We're on to the bottom of the 6th. Crabs on top, 9-1 on ESPN 107.3. Back at the ballpark, Crabs on top of the honors, 9-1. As Adrian Bowles remains on the mound for the honors. Bottom third of the lineup, due up for the Crabs, Lombardi, Rogers, and Perazo. So Lombardi, 1 for 3, double, 2 RBIs, grounded out to second and struck out. Bowles throws an off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate, called for a strike. On the stretch, Bowles comes set. Fastball low and away. One and one.
Sorry guys, we're not getting any TrackMan data because our TrackMan guys are full round teams.
Lombardi ready in the box. First pitch is a swing rather, a chopper to short. Lombardi gonna hustle it out. Does not get there in time for out number 1. It's Caden Shaw in at short.
Next, number 4.
Making the play there. Now it's Parker Rogers. Singleton scored a run. He's got an RBI and a walk. Fastball in there from Bowles, strike one. Next one is off the plate for a ball, 1-1. One away. Bottom of the 6th inning. Adrian Bowles comes set. Deals off speed pitch. Rogers checked the swing. That dropped right in the middle of the zone for a strike, 1-2. Bowles delivers. Wow. Good pitch outside corner. Doesn't get the call. 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Pitch to Rogers. Outside part of the plate. Doesn't get it. That was off the plate away. It definitely was a ball, but that one has been called a strike several times tonight. Called strike 3. There's another pitch just off the plate. Rogers gets rung up looking for out number 2. Brings up Michael Perazo. 1 for 3, singled back in the 3rd.
Next for the Crabs, number 13, Michael Perazo.
And it's 9-1 Crabs, but it feels like it should be much more. They've left the bases loaded twice so far. First pitch to Perazo's popped up foul down the left field line.
That foul ball brought to you by
Out of play. 0-1. Adrian Bowles continuing to nod his head. Ready to pitch already. Finally, Perazo steps in and deals. Swing and a miss, fastball. Perazo behind it at 89 miles an hour, 0-2. Perazo readies at the dish. No balls, 2 strikes. Bowles comes set and deals. Fastball poked the other way, just gets through the middle of the infield. Gloved by Shaw. But he's not going to have a play. That was for sure looked like it was going to get through. Shaw just really prevented it from rolling on through into left. Didn't have a play at first. Single for Perazo. Lineup turns over, and it's Keenan Morris. As we're going to have a meeting on the mound, and that'll be it for Adrian Bowles. There was nobody warming up in the bullpen. It'll be number 2, Diego Mares. Mares coming in and will get the opportunity to warm up on the mound. We will take a break and be back here. Crabs leading 9-1, pitching change on ESPN 107.3. So Mary's came in off the bench, Diego Mary's that is, and he'll be actually in playing second, as it will be Caden Shaw moving from short to pitcher. As we've got some playoff scenarios, if the Crabs are in the playoff, it would be best 2 out of 3. Tuesday's game would be here at the Arcata Ballpark. Wednesday, an off day. Thursday, it would be a game down in Healdsburg. If they were to have a game 3 Friday evening, it would also be down in Healdsburg. So first game would be at the Arcata Ballpark, and 1, possibly 2 games down in Healdsburg. Game 3 would be if necessary, as first pitch misses. 1-0 to Keenan Morris. Perazo took second on the pitch. So 1-0 to is now 2-0 as Shaw misses again. Shaw working out of the stretch, takes a glance back to second and deals. Ball's in the dirt. 3-0. Runner at second is Perazo. Count is 3-0. With 2 away here, bottom of the 6th. Pitch is in there for a strike. Quite the change going from Bulls to Shaw. You're looking at upper 80s, low 90s now to 78 miles an hour on the fastball. Here's the 3-1. Is shot toward the left side, but foul. Cued it off the end of the bat. But just foul. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Ball was down and away. Keenan Morris took a shot at it and nearly had himself a good hit down the foul line over third. Jochum set on the mound. Slider misses. Morris is aboard. That'll bring up Nolan Hamilton.
Batting next number 2, Nolan Hamilton.
1 for 3. Singled in the first and scored a run. Flew out to left. And walked in the third, struck out in the 5th. So 5th time through the order for the Crabs. Both runners are going, and no throw on the contest, a double steal. Runners advance 90 feet to second and third. Crabs on top 9-1, and this game is just brutally slow. We're still in the 6th inning and approaching quarter to 10 as off-speed pitch swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes to Hamilton. Wind up in the pitch from Shaw, low and in the dirt. It's an interesting setup for the playoff for the Pacific Empire League. I actually really like it. So the second place team gets game 1 at home as the 0-2 is swung on and missed, and Hamilton is retired. That is out number 3. We're on to the bottom of the 6th. The Crabs 9. The Honors 1. We'll talk about Pacific Empire League when we come back on ESPN 107.3. Spencer Jacobs out on the mound for his second inning of work. And we'll, just before we went to break there, we're talking about the Pacific Empire League Championship Series next week. Tuesday's game 1. That'll be at the location of second place team, whether it's the Humboldt Crabs or the Lincoln Potters. Last we checked, the Potters were up 7-5. We'll see if we can get a score update from Crabs official statistician Liam Warner. Inning number 2 for Jacobs. First pitch is a fastball high. Misses 1-0. And Lincoln Potters won 7-5, so that moves them to 15-8 in the league, a half game ahead of the Crabs. Second pitch of the at-bat from Jacobs, misses off the plate. 2-0.
We're still level because it's on losses.
That one skips in. 3-0, so some control issues here. So Liam's been telling me as pitching coach Eric Giaccone explained to him that if there is a tie because there's an uneven number of games, the loss category is the determining factor. As that pitch misses low. Turkington has a walk and is aboard here in the 7th. Bring up Alex Merchant. Merchant, the third baseman, his third at bat of the evening. Pitch is high. Lombardi throws it down to first and skips away from Lee, trying to backpick Turkington, but didn't go far. Lee was able to track it down. 1-0 the count. There's a strike right down the middle from Jacobs. I got some action down in the Crabs bullpen. A little stretching going on, no throwing yet. Adam Enyart's starting to get loose. Last pitch way high for a ball. 2-1. That's a shot foul into the visitors' dugout. While the yellow jersey is able to avoid getting hit. Two balls, two strikes, nobody out, bottom of the top of the 7th. Runner at first. Pitch is skied over the left side. Morris will watch it drop in foul territory. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Jacobs comes set. And deals. There's a shot into left, but it off the wall in foul territory. Merchant barreled that one, but couldn't keep it in play. Very long, hard-hit strike. Professor Benjamin Schaefer will be back on the call tomorrow. He unfortunately missed tonight's action. Sure, he will be devastated. The one thing is that I know that when he gets back, he's very adamant against the pitch clock. And right now I have an argument for it. 7th inning, and we're going on hour number 3. That one's high and tight, and he walked him.
I'd like to give a shout out to Right Field Barbecue folks. We got the Arcata Police Department out there in the left field barbecue. Picnic area, City of Arcata employees. Welcome to the
So 2 on, nobody out. Nico Lombardi's headed out to have a chat with Spencer Jacobs. Again, Adam Enyard getting loose in the bullpen. And that's, Enyard's been a stud for the Crabs. He leads the team in RBIs. He's batting .346 on the year. And then if you take a look over pitching, he's got a .519 ERA. He does have 2 saves, though, in 17 innings of work. There's a strike, swing and a miss from Jacobs. Only able to get one right back in the zone. A couple of encouraging words from Lombardi seem to have helped. 2 on, nobody out for the Honors. Top of the 7th, trailing 9-1. Here's the 0-1. Pitch misses high for a ball. 1-1. Fans started dwindling out a little while ago, and the only ones who are left, I'd say probably 75% of them are waiting for the 50-50 numbers. The 1-1 is driven into center field. That one's going to get down. Turkington held at second, wasn't sure if that one was going to drop. And so he's only able to advance to third. Merchant takes second. Shaw's aboard with a single. And all of a sudden, the Honors have bases loaded with nobody outs in the top of the 7th. Crabs have struggled in late innings. This would be one of the more memorable collapses. Again, not getting ahead of myself here, but first real scoring situation, and Crabs are bringing the corner infielders. Well, Morris is even with third. Lee is creeping in, and that one misses way off the plate. And Spencer Jacobs really leaning back on that one, trying to uncork one. So it's Tanner Lee, the second baseman, 1-0 to him now. As Jacobs winds, deals. Catches the bottom third of the strike zone. 1-1. And right now the Honors are just going to keep taking pitches, making Jacobs work out on the mound. 1-1. Fouls it back. At least that's what I'd be saying if I was a manager. You want to see, unless you're getting a meatball right down the middle, try and make Jacobs throw strikes, because he struggled this inning with a pair of walks and giving up a single. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And struck him out. Breaking ball.
What are you doing?
And the runner at first, I don't know what he was doing. He's standing off the base, and Lombardi tossed it down, and that's a double play. Oh, no. So what was bases loaded with 2 outs is now 2 on with 2 outs. Very rough sequence of events for the Honors. Well, it kind of seems it's the way things have gone for them tonight. So now 2 outs. Turkington, the runner at third, Merchant at second. Cole Jones, the center fielder, steps in. Got to feel good for Jacobs there, as he's now got 2 outs. There's a strike. First pitch strike coming off of that. And the plus. The 0-1, breaking ball in there, called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes as Jacob steps off. Long looking for Jacobs. Working out of the windup. Deals, the pitch is high. So an 8-run lead, and runners at second and third, no threat of a steal. Jacobs will go out of the windup. The 1-2. Breaking ball swung and missed, chased a high pitch, and Jones goes down swinging onto the bottom of the 7th. Crabs on top, 9-1. You're listening to Humboldt Crabs Baseball on ESPN 107.3. Onto the home half of the 7th. Here are the Arcata Ballpark Crabs on top, 9-1 over the Bercovich Honors. We're approaching hour 3 of the long baseball game.
Now batting for the Crabs, number 11, Cameron Sewell.
Big Cam Sewell leading off for the Crabs here in the 7th. Backdoor slider called for strike 1. Caden Shaw is on the mound. He entered the game as a pinch hitter, then took over for Caden Wild at shortstop, and there's a single smack down the line into right field. Sewell with his 3rd hit of the night. He's now 3 for 4. Reached base 4 times. He's got a walk as well. So 1 on with nobody out. Crabs 13 hits so far this evening.
Tyler Howard.
We'll bring up Tyler Howard. And a throw over to first. Sewell dives back in safely. First time Howard has faced Shaw. There's a slider, misses low. Ball 1. Howard struck out on going after the breaking balls, chasing Adrian Bowles. There's another pitch in the dirt. 2-0. Sewell the runner at first after he slapped a single into right. There's a slider, misses low and away, 3-0. Shaw working out of the stretch. 3-0 missed inside. He walked him.
Yes, a walk. Let's go.
So 2 on with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Batting next, number 26, Tate Medikoff.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen the bat kid acknowledge the fans out there as he picked it up, heard the, yeah, bat boy, and used the bat to point at a guy who called it out in the stands. Ball's fouled off out of play by Tate Medikoff. Medikoff's reached base 3 times. He's officially just 1 for 1. He's got a sacrifice fly, a single, and a pair of walks. No balls, 1 strike. Breaking ball, that one is given on a ride into left center, going back and making the catch was Cole Jones all the way out on the warning track. Wow, Jones tracked that one a long way for out number 1. Just a little bit underneath that one. 93 miles an hour off the bat on a 70-mile-an-hour pitch, so turned on it. Brings up Caden Lee. Lee's 1 for 3. He's walked as well tonight. Takes the pitch on the outside part of the plate, called strike 1. Two on, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Crabs on top, 9-1. Third pitcher of the night, Caden Shaw. Tries a slider, stays inside. Lee had to bail out of the way a bit. It's 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away. Both runners take their lead. Pitches in the dirt, 2-1. So going back to last weekend again. One in 5 Crabs are against the Prune-Baggers now, but all 3 of those games were winnable. Lost Sunday the 9th. Robin Guyver was talking to me. He said he'd a little bit stressful as stepping off, and the throwback to second is airmailed into center. Sewell will hold. Guyver said he was able to fall asleep Sunday night, but woke up at 3 in the morning just thinking about that game, that couldn't hold it together, and so he said he was pretty tired on Monday, but you got to move. It's baseball, you got to move on, and one day off and you're back to it, you get another game. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch, there's rope down the right field line, but foul. This is going to be the next step for the Crabs, is challenging Prune-Baggers, who've been the class of the Pacific Empire League since its inaugural season. And again, they have the talent, but again, this is kind of what I said to Robin, and he definitely agreed, is that the Crabs have shown that they can play on that level. This full count is taken. Breaking ball just dropped into the zone. Called strike 3, and Lee is sent down, out number 2. But again, the Crabs historically have not gotten the... Not that it's not the cream of the crop. I mean, these guys are all very talented. They come out here and play summer ball, but you look at some of the high Division I players on a roster like Healdsburg, and you know, a number of arms that are throwing mid-90s. It's usually something you see at Cape Cod League, you know, some of those other really big summer teams on the East Coast, maybe down in Florida. As that pitch is a called strike 1. That one drops in the dirt. Runners are going. Throw to third. No. Bullis, the catcher, smartly eats it. Both runners advance on the Wild pitch. But again, if the Crabs are able to take care of business this weekend, as the 1-1 is off the plate, 2-1. They're able to take care of business this weekend, and then a little bit of help from the Lincoln Potters, who won tonight. They would be in the championship game. The 2-1 is a chopper back to the mound. The throw to first is in time, and Lombardi is retired. On to the 8th, Crabs on top, 9-1. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3. So the most exciting moment of the late innings, the 50-50 winner was just announced. Loudest cheer we've had. Oh, what about that? Oh, win the 50-50 on your birthday. How about it? Doesn't get much better. So the Crabs on top, 9-1. As new pitcher will be Adam Enyard on the mound for the Crabs. Enyard getting some warm-up pitches in. Crabs put up all their runs in the first 4 innings. Still taking warm-up pitches here as Crabs will have the Bercovich honors tomorrow night. Crabgrass Band will be in attendance. And then Friday, 7 o'clock, hosting the Medford Rogues. Saturday, 6:30. And Sunday, the final league game, will be at 12:30. Pacific Empire League Championship starts on Tuesday. Game 1 will be at the second place's team location. Wednesday is an off day. Thursday will be a evening game in Healdsburg, and Friday, if necessary, another evening game in Healdsburg. Stepping in now as a pinch hitter, Mauricio Bucio. Pinch hitting for Bocasile. 1-1 the count as that pitch. On the outside part of the plate. That one's fouled, or not fouled, but skied rather, into right. Hamilton comes in and makes the catch. And now starts the mass exodus. 50-50 winners were called. And the remaining fans starting to head for the exits. So Busio flies out to left.
Number 1, Ben Skiles.
Enyard's pitch is fouled off over the right side. High and tight with a fastball. Big swing and a miss for Skiles. No balls, 2 strikes. And Skiles takes time. Enyard rocks, deals high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Goes with the off-speed pitch, fouled out of play. So we'll do 1 ball, 2 strikes again. Enyard out of the windup. Deals in a chopper on the left side. Charging in Morris. Up with it. The throw to first is in time. Another stellar play by Keenan Morris at third. So here is the pinch hitter, Diego Marys.
Now batting number 2, Diego Marys.
The pitches misses low and away. Enyard going with an off-speed pitch. Gets by Lombardi. 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Another slider misses out of the zone, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Enyard rocks, steals. Little chopper to Rogers at second, up with it in the throw to first. And Marys is retired. On to bottom of the 8th. Score is 9-1. Crabs on top here on ESPN 107.3. Shaw still on the mound for the Bercovich Honors here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Crabs with a 9-1 lead. It'll be 8-9-1. Parker Rogers, Michael Perazzo, Keenan Morris. And just kind of brought up the hitting of Adam Enyard before the game with Robin Guyver, and you know, the big RBI numbers for Sewell and Enyard, and he gave a lot of credit. Gave some credit to those guys with a good job hitting, but a lot of credit to the bottom of the lineup, especially the 7-8 spots, for doing a good job of getting on base. And giving a lot of opportunities with runners on base or in scoring position for Enyart and Sewell as the first pitch is called for a strike. Second one is in there as well to Rogers. Quickly 0-2.
The Dodgers are frauds.
Shaw to the windup. Tried to elevate. Rogers not chasing, 1-2. Rogers tonight 1 for 3 with a run scored. 1-2 is an off-speed pitch. Very good pitch there from Shaw. Missed just low. Count evens at 2-2. Wind up. And the pitch, protecting as Rogers just pokes it off the end of the bat foul. Shaw with a long look in. And deals. A chopper right back to the mound, handled by Shaw. Soft throw over to first is in time, and Rogers is retired. We'll bring up the shortstop, Michael Perazo. Perazo 2 for 4 with a pair of singles. He's also got 3 stolen bases tonight.
Number 13, Michael
Brings
Perazo.
total stolen bases to 11. Good for 4th on the team. And slipping on the mound was Shaw. Went down to a knee, and that ball ended. Actually, a good pitch for falling down. The missed just low. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch. Cranked into right. That'll get down for a hit. And Perazo's got his 3rd single of the night, so that'll help boost the average. 3 for 5. And we'll see if he's tries to swipe any more bases. He's got 3 already. Keaton Morris stands in for his 6th at bat of the game. How many times you see a guy get up 6 times? Pitches off the plate, away for a ball. Perazo takes his lead at first. Shaw misses outside again. 2-0. Keenan Moore's got a pair of hits and a pair of walks. Officially 2 for 3 tonight. 2-0 is a rocket to second. Goes to 2 for 1 and not in time on the turn to first. It was a close play at second too. Perazo got a good jump on that. A lot of love for the bat boy, and another bat point shout out from him back to the crowd. So now it'll be Nolan Hamilton. Hamilton's got a single fly out, a walk, and a pair of strikeouts. So 2 away now in the bottom of the 8th. Big cut there. Hamilton comes up empty. So Morris now standing at first after reaching base on a fielder's choice. And the throw over, Morris dives back in. Shaw steps off the mound, electing to reset. Morris now taking his lead at first. Comes set and throws outside, trying to backpick Keaton Morris. Morris gets back in safely, so a bit of a, it just looked like a pitch out. But a 1-1 count. Breaking ball, fouled off by Hamilton. Out of the stretch and comes home, skips it on in there. So again, the Crabs need a little bit of help from the Lincoln Potters. Potters beat the Solano Mudcats today 7-5, a comeback win. They were down 5 as there's a chopper back to the mound, very nicely gloved by Caden Shaw. The underhand flip to first. We are on to the 9th. It is only 10-17. The night is still young. Crabs on top, 9-1 here on ESPN 107.3. Top of the 9th. Honors trailing 9-1. Adam Enyard on the mound to try and finish this one off for the Crabs. Enyard with the windup. And the pitch misses. Low and outside for a ball. 1-0. That one just missed too, just off the a little bit low as Enyard tries to go back to the same spot. Misses again a little further off the plate. Catcher Mateo Bullis for the Honors. As that one was in on the hands, jammed him. And that one hit him. I guess he didn't go around. So Bullis hit by a pitch. And he's going to take first. So it'll be Turkington, the first baseman. Turkington was robbed of a hit by Nolan Hamilton back in the 3rd inning. There's a called strike just off the plate. But I guess within the tolerance, so 0-1 is the call. That one's way high. 1-1. And Adam Enyart, the two-way player. Played last year at St. Mary's College. Is going to be most likely playing somewhere else this next spring. College-wise, that is. The 1-1. Off the plate for a ball, 2-1. Crabs will have another game tomorrow, 7 p.m. right here, Bercovich Honors. World-famous Crabgrass Band will be in attendance for a 3-game series, league series with the Medford Rogues this weekend. Pitch misses outside as well, 3-1. Three balls, one strike. Enyart working out of the stretch. Deals, that's in there for a called strike 2. Win up and in on Turkington. Got the call, so full count now. Bullis takes his lead at first. Missed it way outside, walked him. Bring up Alex Merchant, third baseman. Merchant is 0 for 2. He walked in his last at bat. Two on, nobody out. There's a chopper over the left side, and that one gets through. So a single through the left side of the infield. Both runners advance 90 feet. Now the bases are loaded with nobody out for Bercovich here in the top of the 9th. The lineup turns over, and it'll be the pitcher, Caden Shaw.
Number 0, Caden Shaw.
Shaw entered the game as a pinch hitter back in the 5th. Defensive replacement shortstop and then moved to pitcher. First pitch is a chopper back to the mound. Enyart goes home and he threw it away, but the tag is there. The out saves a run. So Enyart protecting his ERA here in the 9th. And yeah, pulled Lombardi off the dish. So now it's Tanner Lee. Big swing comes up empty. 0-1. Enyart out of the windup. Delivers, breaking ball in there for a called strike. Might have been on the outside part of the plate. That one's way off the plate. Check swing, and yes, he did it. Daniel Osborne says he went around, and that is strike 3. Lee is retired. So bases still loaded. Now 2 down in the top of the 9th. Center fielder Cole Jones. First pitch, breaking ball. Called for a strike. Just off the plate, and I think Zach Norton's ready to put a bow on this one. The 0-1 swing at a high fastball, coming up empty, 0-2. Enyart touching 90 on that fastball. Enyart looks in and deals. The 0-2 misses off the plate. 1-2.
Hit a home run.
1-2. Swing on and missed. And this one is over. Crabs score 9 runs on 14 hits and have 1 error. The Bercovich Honors 1 run on 7 hits and no errors. Game time, 3 hours and 26 minutes. We will be back here to do it all again tomorrow. It'll be Professor Benjamin Schaefer, Liam Warner on the call. Tonight it's for myself, Mitchell Manji, back in our Bi-Coastal Media studios. Shout out to the team there. Thank you to Liam Warner and everybody else from the booth up here at the Arcata Ballpark. Crabs win 9-1. We'll see you tomorrow back here at the ballpark, 7 o'clock, first pitch on ESPN 107.3.